What is going on, guys? I am the FD Guru, bringing to you guys another NBA episode of my DFS Fantasy Sports podcast. And we have a pretty big NBA slate tonight. Not a lot of value to go around. It's not that chalky of a slate. I'm going to just mention one, maybe two guys at each position that I like tonight value-wise, and really run through this video as fast as possible. At point guard, let's look to Rivers as well. He's drawing the start in Wall's absence, and he's just a good play too. You can't really fade either one of them because you're not sure which guy's going to produce. And the way that FanDuel works with the lowest score dropped, you just pick these two guys as your punt plays and cash games, and really you don't have to worry about any other minimum low salary guy for the rest of your lineup. So just go with those two. That's my biggest advice to you guys for tonight, especially with John Wall out. Those guys are going to see some minutes. Another point guard you can look at is Russell Westbrook in Brooklyn. The Thunder are only giving 7 points tonight, which is pretty good. I would expect them to be given more with a better chance of a blowout, but this game is looking to stay fairly close all game. This is pretty good to play some Thunder guys. I think Westbrook's more of a GPP play. He hasn't been reaching value consistent enough for me to throw him in cash games. You could definitely throw him in cash. I just don't think he's the stud you want to pay up for tonight. But his upside always makes him a great GPP play tonight. For shooting guard, I really like I said, Austin Rivers, but I also like Alec Burks too. He should see some low ownership. He's been really good since coming over from the Utah Jazz in a trade about a week ago. He's seen minutes in the mid-20s in his first 3 games with the Cavs, off of that Cavs bench, and he's been playing really well. He's a really good scorer, and this game, the script, the Cavs are going to have to shoot a lot, and they're going to have to shoot often to keep up with this Warriors team. And the Warriors only given 11 points, so don't expect an automatic blowout. They are away. They're in Cleveland. I think Burks is going to be heavily utilized once again tonight against the Golden State Warriors defense, who can actually give up a lot of points when Draymond Green is not out there. So Burks makes for a pretty good play at 4,100. I don't mind him at all. Definitely a good guy to spend down on. Then you got Bradley Beal. If you want to spend up at shooting guard, this is definitely the guy you want to spend up on. His usage is going to be through the roof tonight with no John Wall. He may not have as many as open shots without Wall opening up the opportunity for him, but he's just going to be on the court for way too often and have way too much usage. I think he's a tough fade tonight. You should probably play him even at that elevated $8,500 salary. There's not many high-priced guys that are chalky plays like Brad Beal tonight, so I don't mind him at all. The matchup fits him perfectly. This game is going to be high scoring, should be pretty close in Atlanta. For small forwards, not looking to really spend up on any of the heavy studs. I'm actually looking more middle to high tier at Paul George. I think this game is perfect for him against Brooklyn. He's been playing really well as of late, taking a lot of usage away from Russell Westbrook, and I think he's a lock for 40 fantasy points tonight. He was heavily owned last game against Detroit. I didn't have him. I didn't think Detroit's defense was bad enough for me to lock him in. And they ended up blowing out Detroit. So he ended up reaching value in only 30 minutes. He could have easily played another 5 or 6 minutes. So he even got that little bit extra rest on top of the day's rest he had yesterday. So I think he's ready to go to play a nice 35 minutes tonight in Brooklyn and have a really, really stacked stat line. So Paul George is a really strong play tonight on all cylinders. Every contest, GPP, cash, I think you should load him in. He's one of my favorite plays at small forward by a good amount. You could also look at Otto Porter. All these Wizards are viable here with no Wall. 7,100 is a little hefty of a price for Otto Porter. If he's not getting you heavy defense stats, he's not going to even come close to reaching value tonight. He needs 35 fantasy points. That makes him more of a risky play just because you can't really predict defensive stats. You don't know how sloppy the opposing team's going to play on any given night. So it's kind of hard to trust numbers where he's not really scoring, assisting, and he even hasn't really been rebounding that well as of late. So 7,100 is a really tough price tag for Otto Porter, even with John Wall out. And I also do like Kelly Oubre. He should see more usage tonight also on the Wizards, and he played really, really well last game. He should be a lock for high 20s in minutes, maybe even 30 plus in minutes. Really good GPP play. Not sure if he's a cash game play, but 4,900 isn't a bad play at all. All right, big men tonight are tough to come by. Lock in Anthony Davis and move on, please. He's just got a great matchup tonight, as usual. If you have faded him at all in the last week, you probably haven't cashed. He's going to be a lock for over 60 fantasy points every given night. Just please play him. I'd probably play him if he was like 13,300. 12.8 is definitely not enough to scare me off in cash games. Please play him. His matchup is fantastic tonight against the Mavericks. It's one of the or if not the highest total on the slate tonight. So just pick him and have him be your stud that you pay up for. If you can squeeze in Bradley Beal and Paul George as your secondary studs with Davis, you should be able to put together a pretty solid lineup. For centers, I really like Nikola Jokic. This guy is an absolute animal. He's really hard to trust in cash games just because he always has a fat salary price, but he sometimes doesn't really play a lot of minutes for some reason. But I think this matchup is perfect against Vucevic and the Magic tonight. He plays just like Vucevic does. I think they're both going to be going off on each other tonight. He should be on the court every minute that Vucevic is tonight, so his minutes should be pretty secured. At 9,400, his upside is just way too great for me to fade him in GPP. Cash games, I don't love it, but I mean, coming off of a game where he had a crazy triple-double, 23 points with 15 assists, this is no Rajon Rondo 10, 11, 10 triple-double. This is oh my God, it's halfway through the third quarter and he's about to get a triple-double here. What a crazy, crazy stat line that was. 62 fantasy points. I don't expect him to get that again tonight, but his upside is always there, making him for a strong GPP play. Another good center you could look at is DeAndre Jordan at 7,500. This game is a great game to pick from, and I think Jordan is the best Maverick player to pick tonight. There's going to be a lot of action in the paint with the Pelicans. They love utilizing Davis. They love utilizing Julius Randle. I think Jordan is going to have plenty of opportunity to bring down some rebounds and get a couple blocks and even some steals. I think this game plays out very well for him. Nice and fast-paced, and he's coming off of arguably two of his best games of the year. So he's got a really good head of steam going into this one, and I think he's a really good play. You could even make a case that it's a cash game play for DeAndre tonight. I tweeted out about an hour ago for free NHL, cash and GPP, and even a DraftKings will be posted as well with that post. Needs 25 retweets. It's probably there or close to that by now, so get in on that. NBA will be, ready at full force as usual, along with college basketball. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, tell your friends about it. And until next time, I am the FD Guru, and I'm signing.